Good evening. So, today we are going to discuss about Sir Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar, who was a great scientist of India, and he is also known as the father of research laboratories in India because he was the one who, who worked for the research laboratories and he worked for the establishment of the different scientific institutions in India after independence. So, today we'll talk about him, his greatness, his contributions to in the fields of science and technology in India. So, Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar. He was born on 21st of February 1894 in Behra, Punjab, now in Pakistan, and he died on January 1st, 1955. He was, as I told you, he was an eminent scientist, researcher, and administrator because he worked for the different educational institutions also. So he also known as the father of research laboratories in India. We'll talk about his early life and education. He was born into a modest Kayastha family, and he had a very keen interest in science from his childhood. He completed his elementary education from DAV High School, Sikandarabad, uh, which is in Bulandshahr right now. He passed the intermediate examination from Punjab University in first class in 1913 and joined the Foreman Christian College, from where he obtained BSc degree in physics in 1916 and then after MSc in 1919 in chemistry. Then after he completed his doctorate in chemistry from University College London in 1921. So while in London, uh, he was supported by the British Department of Scientific and Industrial Research after they look into his brilliant mind and his keen interest in science and technology and the industrial research, and they they provided him the fellowship of 250 euros a year. When he came to India, he joined as a professor of chemistry at BHU, Banaras Hindu University, in August 1921. After 3 years of service to Banaras Hindu University, he moved to Lahore as a professor of physical chemistry and director of University Chemical Laboratories of the University of the Punjab. He was the first who was appointed as the, the Director General of Council of Scientific and Industrial Research in 1942 due to his contribution in the establishment of the institute. He is also known as the architect of India's modern research framework. So, Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar's research spanned several fields, including emulsions, colloids, and industrial chemistry. However, his most significant contributions were in the area of magnetochemistry, where he used magnetism to study chemical reactions. In 1928, he, with K. N. Mathur, developed the Bhatnagar-Mathur magnetic interference balance. This was one of the most sensitive instruments of its time for measuring magnetic properties. This innovative instrument was showcased at the Royal Society Soiree in 1931 and was later marketed by Adam Hilger and Company, which was a Britain-based company, which was based in London. He is also remembered for his works in innovations in industrial water softening. He is remembered for his key advancements in the lubricants and fuels during World War II, when he worked for the anti-gas cloth and varnish, air foam solution, vegetable oil, and blends as lubricants and fuels. He worked for unburstable containers, glass substitutes, dehydrated castor oil, and plastics from Indian wastes. His main contribution was the establishment of CSIR. So CSIR, which is the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research in 1942, and the aim of this institute was to foster industrial research and development in India. We would need to know, if we want to know about his contribution to CSIR and what CSIR was, I would like to take some time to give some background about this institute. So, the journey of India toward establishing a foundation for industrial research began with the creation of the Industrial Intelligence and Research Bureau, Industrial Intelligence and Research Bureau, in April 1935 under the Indian Stores Department. Indian Stores Department was a separate department of that time, operating with an annual budget of rupees 1.2 lakhs. The bureau struggled to make significant progress and remained largely inactive. By 1939, there was a strong push to dissolve the bureau and replace it with more effective organization, which is modeled after the British Board of Scientific and Industrial Research. Generally, it is referred as BSIR. This led to the formation of the Board of Scientific and Industrial Research on 1st of April 1940 under the leadership of Arcot Ramaswamy Mudaliar as chairman and Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar as director. So the BSIR was allocated a more substantial annual budget of rupees 5 lakhs, which was approx 5 times uh, the budget which was allocated to Industrial Intelligence and Research Bureau. In 1941, Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar played a key role in convincing the government to establish the Industrial Research Utilization Committee to further industrial research initiatives. Around the same time, Arcot Ramaswamy Mudaliar successfully advocated for the creation of an industrial research fund, which was granted an annual allocation of rupees 1 million for 5 years by the Central Assembly in Delhi on 14th of November 1941. These efforts culminated in the establishment of the CSIR, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, as an autonomous body, which began its operations on 28th of September 1942. The BSIR and IRUC transitioned into advisory roles for CSIR's governing body. So in 1943, Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar proposed the establishment of national laboratories also, and these laboratories included National Physics Laboratories, National Chemical Laboratory, National Metallurgical Laboratory, Central Food Technological Research Institute, Glass and Ceramic Research Institute, Fuel Research Institute, Glass and Ceramic Research Institute. This marked the beginning of India's national network of scientific laboratories and laid the groundwork for a structured approach to scientific and industrial research in the country. So, this was his contribution, and this is why he is known as the father of research laboratories in India. He always advocated for collaboration between academics and industry. So, he always believed that for the progress of the country, we need to coincide the academics and industrial development side by side, which will lead to the development of the economic growth of the country. Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar's contribution was in uh, the innovation of oil and gas refining methods. He worked for the improvement of processes in the iron and steel industry. He developed solutions for industrial challenges in paints, varnishes, and plastics. Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar's first industrial problem was developing the process of converting baggage into food cake for cattle. He made a groundbreaking contribution to the petroleum industry by solving a critical problem faced by Atak Oil Company in Rawalpindi. During drilling operations, the mud used to stabilize the process hardened when it came into contact with saline water, leading to clogged drill holes and interruptions. Using his expertise in colloidal chemistry, he discovered a solution by adding Indian gum to the drilling mud. This innovative approach reduced the viscosity of the mud suspension while increasing its resistance to the flocculating effects of electrolytes. His solution not only resolved the issue but also significantly improved the efficiency of the drilling process. He worked for the synthesization of essential chemicals during wartime, especially during World War II. Impressed by his ingenuity, Steel Brothers awarded him rupees 1.5 lakh to pursue further research in petroleum-related subject. This funding channeled through his university led to the establishment of the Department of Petroleum Research under his leadership. So his research under this collaboration delivered several valuable industrial advancements, including deodorization of waxes, enhancement of kerosene flame light, effective utilization of waste products from vegetable oil and mineral oil industries, acknowledging the success and commercial impact of the research. The company increased its financial support and extended the project duration from 5 years to 10. He played a key role in establishing IITs and the Atomic Energy Commission. He worked for the integration of science and technology into national planning and policy. He pioneered strategies for industrial self reliance. So it was his belief that for rapid economic growth of the country, we need to have the more self-reliant industrial growth and self-reliant industrial progress. So we need to work on the academics and the science and technology side by side. He played a significant part along with Homi Jahangir Bhabha, P.C. Mahalanobis, Vikram Sarabhai, and others in the building of India's post-independence science and technology infrastructure and policies. Now, for his contributions in science and technology, he received several recognitions and rewards in return of that. So we would look on some of those honors. In 1934, he was elected as one of the first fellows of the Indian Academy of Sciences. In 1935, he is appointed as a foundation fellow of the National Institute of Sciences of India, which is now known as Indian National Science Academy, INSA. In 1936, he was appointed as the officer of the Order of British Empire for contributions to pure and applied chemistry. In 1941, he was awarded by knighthood by the British government for his contributions in the advancement of science and technology. He became a fellow of the Institute of Physics and the Royal Institute of Chemistry in 1942. In 1943, he was elected as fellow of the FRS, that is, fellow of the Royal Society, and became an honorary member and later vice president of the Society of the Chemical Industry, London. After independence, he served as a president of the Indian Chemical Society, the National Institute of Sciences of India, and the Indian National Science Congress. In 1954, he was awarded the Padma Bhushan by the Government of India. The Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Prize was established in his honor in the field of science and technology. Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar was passed away on in 1950, January 1955 at the age of 60, but he left a lasting legacy in the science and industry. By his work, he inspired generations of scientists and researchers uh, in the interest of science and technology. He was a visionary who built the framework of India's scientific progress because he worked for the modern research framework, and today the Indian research framework is the same which was created by or which was established by him. So Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar's contribution transformed Indian science and industry. During his tenure at CSIR, he played a pivotal role in mentoring young scientists affiliated with the Indian Association for the Cultivation of Science, IACS in Kolkata. Among those he guided were some of them were Syamdas Chatterjee, Ashutosh Mukherjee, and Sanit Lal Banerjee. He also kept a keen interest in groundbreaking research at IACS, particularly the studies led by C.V. Raman and Manikam Srinivasa Krishnan on the Raman effect. So he was He had a keen interest in contemporary development of the science and technology and whatever was happening that time. He had a very sharp eye on those developments. He closely followed the collaborative work of Krishnan and Santilal Banerjee on the magnetism of small crystals, recognizing its significance in advancing the understanding of material properties. Through his mentorship and involvement, he helped nurture a generation of scientists who would contribute significantly to India's specific scientific progress. Now, Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar's contribution was uh, whatever he done by in the fields of science and technology, it totally transformed the Indian science and industry, and it was aligned with the requirement of science and technology when India got independence. So he was a renowned scientist, educator, and industrialist who played a crucial role in shaping India's scientific and education landscape. He not only worked in the fields of core science and technology, but he served as the secretary of the Ministry of Education also and educational advisor to the government of India. He contributed significantly to the Scientific Manpower Committee report of 1948, the first systematic assessment of India's scientific workforce needs. He was a university professor for almost 19 years, earning a reputation as an inspiring teacher. His research in magnetochemistry, physical chemistry of emulsions, and applied chemistry was widely recognized. He was instrumental in establishing the National Research Development Corporation (NRDC) and initiated the Industrial Research Association movement. He also led a commission that facilitated the establishment of oil refineries across India. He also encouraged donations for scientific science and education. Thus, we can say that his legacy will continue to guide India's scientific journey today and in future also. Thank you.